Hey, what's up, you guys? It is me, V&A Marino. And welcome into the pre-show before the free show. And in front of me is the lovely...
Ka-chow. Wrong camera. Jeez. That's definitely the wrong camera. What are we doing here? Hello, everybody. Welcome into the pre-show before the free show. V&A Marino, I have a question for you, but I know the answer. Stop.
What?
I know the answer to this.
What?
Do you go to the gym?
I do go to the gym.
Okay.
I also run.
Yes, you also run because you'll pop on. What's that silly app?
It's called Strava.
Strava.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll pop up like a run brag.
By the way, everyone can hear us.
Good.
Everyone can hear us.
You'll throw up a run brag every once in a while.
Run
Be like,
brag.
Look at the path I ran. I ran 4 miles, whatever. I've become a gym guy for another time in my life. I've gone to the gym before. I am going to the gym more regularly now as I approach a birthday. And
Hitting the weights.
no, I'm trying to get jacked. You know what I mean? I've given up. By the way, there does come a point where you just give up the idea of being jacked. It's like it's never going to happen for me. The best I can do is
There is a point, yeah.
the best I can give you, less doughy. Best I got.
Best I can give you.
Best offer I got is less doughy. Anyway, do you go to the gym? When you do go to the gym, do you go at the same time, like broadly, same time window?
Usually,
Okay.
like from 6 to 7.
Okay. I have a question for you. When you're at the gym, how many people do you recognize as people at the gym at that time? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, oh, like this person also comes to the gym at this time.
Yes, I recognize about a solid 10 people, solid 10, 15-ish people.
I think I've been going to the gym now.
You're one of those.
You're
one of those people.
I go in the morning.
Okay.
I go before work and then get ready for work there. Pack a gym bag. And I think I've gotten to the point, because I'll be there between about 7:45 after boys drop off at school. From 7:45 till about 9 or 9:15 or so is my window. And I think I've gotten to the point now where it's like I want to give nicknames to the people that I know, the people that I recognize.
I've always wondered that. I've always wondered if, am I perceived where somebody's giving me a nickname?
Like there's jacked lady. She's jacked. Yeah. There's jacked lady. There's old guy who does the elliptical machine but does it backwards. There is middle-aged woman who walks backward on the treadmill. Have you seen this? People are walking backwards on treadmills.
Well, on an incline.
On an incline?
It can be good for your knees. That can help with knee problems.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's there's pregnant girl.
Okay.
There's pregnant girl. There's also a guy who's probably 60 and he knows everyone. He is waving to everyone.
Yeah.
He'll be walking
He's
out
like the mayor.
He'll be like, "Carl, I'll see you tomorrow, dude." Yeah, that's right. Get that last set in. You know what I mean? He's that guy. Like the mayor. I think every gym has a mayor.
Every gym has a mayor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I do wonder,
So you're just...
it's got to be the thing that I'm self-conscious about, and this is what I think. I'm just dude on treadmill and then lifting very tiny weights, right? Here's what I think my thing is.
Okay.
I am middle-aged white dude with random high school shirt on.
Oh, with random high school. Yes.
Because I keep thinking of, you try to create stories in your mind, and I would imagine if somebody just paid attention to me going to the gym,
yeah,
they'd be like, okay, this guy obviously coaches, but he's been fired a lot. Do you know what I mean? Because my rotation,
some schools.
I've got coaches have been very kind to me and sent me a lot of shirts.
Yes.
And they're great for working out because they're all dry fit.
Yeah.
So it's like this morning I was wearing a Ponder hoodie. The other day I was wearing a Midland Greenwood hoodie. Like I've got Brazoswood, I've got Kuntz, I've got Lake Belton.
Yeah.
I've got like all of these, like Lubbock Coronado.
Yes.
All these shirts, and I just have to imagine that somebody who's paying any sort of attention to it, and nobody is, I want to be clear, but like if anybody was, they'd be like, this dude must suck at coaching, but he must be great at interviewing. Yeah. Because like he's got all these shirts.
That's exactly it. You're the guy who just has random high school shirts on. Yeah.
That's what it is. Because you'll see guys and they'll be like, dude who wears like the Rangers, like a Rangers shirt every day. It's like, oh, that guy's like probably a fan of the Rangers. Or like a guy who will wear like an OU shirt every day.
Yes. It's like, oh, like he's like, they're an athlete. Like they're an athlete.
There's a guy, hat guy at the gym is unstable, but like there's guys who will wear backwards hat and it's very clear it's from like the distillery he works at. But it's like, oh, okay, like that's where he works.
There are some people who
I'm a moving target.
They wear the same thing every day.
That's wild. That's
insane.
psycho behavior. Because let me tell you something. That means you're either not working hard enough at the gym, that you're not breaking a sweat, or you're gross. Or you're really good at laundry.
Just the white tank. Have you ever seen just the white tank guy? You know, that guy just wears a white tank every time.
Unstable.
I wonder who I am. I'm probably I'm just normal. I'm normal jacked.
Yeah, Jack Latina.
Jack Latina, yeah.
Yeah. You're Jack Latina on the squat machine, just like
yeah.
Anyway, I've
exactly
thought about that this morning. Anyway,
good.
Hit the theme expo. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show on the internet. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the editor-in-chief of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. We got a bunch of sliders. She's like sliding all the sliders to make the audio work. She's our friend Vianney Moreno. Hi, Vianney Moreno.
Hi, guys. The sliders are on. Volume's up.
Thank goodness.
My DJ's over here.
That's my DJ.
I have a lot of people back here, you know.
Yeah. But you're the glory hound though. You're just like, you say my name. Today is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026. Only 238 days till Thanksgiving. Start your shopping now. It's a big birthday.
I did.
Happy birthday to, and I want to get your opinion on all four of these.
There's so many. There was a lot in the office.
Today is the birthday of Quavo.
Oh, let's go.
Today is the birthday of Zach Bryan.
Oh.
Today is the birthday of Pedro Pascal.
Wow.
And today is the birthday of Charlemagne. And not Charlemagne the God, just Charlemagne from back in like the 800s. Anyway, happy birthday to all of them. We certainly hope Charlemagne is having a great day. It is episode 1927. On today's show, folks, large show, big show. We got Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
Thank you. Where we are going to take a look at the 2026 recruiting class across the state of Texas, Texas high school football. I'll explain why coming up here in a moment, but like I want to dive into a little bit of the specifics of what made the Texas high school football class of 2026 very special. We'll get into that. In the back half of the show, it's on tape, so I can tell you it's a great interview. We had a great interview with the new head coach of the Bryan Vikings, Coach Blake Joseph, the once and future Viking, former standout quarterback for the Vikings, now back as the head coach. Caught up with him and talked all about how he's going to get Viking football back on the map. It's going to be very exciting. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. Do we have first four through the door?
We have wrong camera. There I am. We have two. We have Red Eyes and then Tony Blaylock, which I believe Red Eyes, I think is watching from New York and is like a fairly new viewer.
Hey,
I
welcome
think
aboard,
they
dude.
are watching from far away.
Or gal.
Yes, they are watching. From
Oh, by
somewhere.
the way, let's table this, but ask me about Padres at the end of the show.
Oh,
We're gonna get into this.
my goodness. Okay,
Anyway,
will.
we appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. All right, big show today, and it's Thursday here in the off season, which to the new viewers must be very confusing because it's time for Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
It's Math Tuesday here on Texas Football Today, where we dive inside the numbers of Texas high school football. And today we're going to focus specifically on recruiting. We normally like to leave that to our friends at Rising, Big Crute and Little Crute, Greg Powers and Mallory Hartley, but I'm going to call ISO on this one first. I'm going to call ball up top, right? So I'll talk about it because there's one. We're working on the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, texasfootball.com/subscribe. And one of the pieces that I put together in the magazine is a piece called Recruiting Between the Numbers. Okay? And here is the whole shebang. Basically, I go and make a spreadsheet, a database of every player who signed with FBS programs across the nation. Every one of them. And this year, there were, I think, 2,909. I can pull that up. It's like 2,900. Now, this does not count transfers, but it does count junior college players. So, overall, there was a grand total of, let's see if I can find it, 2,909. Is that right? 2,909. I got it on the nose. 2,909 players who signed with FBS schools in the class of 2026. And I then dive in and do all, take those numbers apart and pull these threads and find these trends and see these things. For example, one of my favorite little, little obsessions is, and you're going to think this is weird, but then again, you're watching the show. I am obsessed with the state of Vermont. Okay?
Nice.
Here's why. Vermont has not produced an FBS signee in 21 years. There's not been an FBS player to come from Vermont since 2005 when Patrick Pinchon signed with Troy. That's the last guy.
Whoa.
I'm tracking this. I'm the one who's paying attention to it. It's me.
Clip it.
So, I like to look at the trends, but we're going to dive into specifically Texas high school football and how the recruiting class in Texas high school football broke down. We're going to start by just looking at which high schools produced the most players, right? And it shifts from year to year, but this year I think there's not going to be necessarily any surprises. When you take a look at the teams that produced the most players signed the most players in the class of 2026. Allen and Fort Bend Ridge Point lead the way. Each of those teams signed 8 players. 8 players from Allen and Fort Bend Ridge Point signed national letters of intent to FBS programs. Duncanville and Prosper, not far behind. 7 each. You add in South Oak Cliff. South Oak Cliff has signed 5 signees after a record-smashing year, I believe, last year. And then, by the way, there is a bevy of teams that signed 4. So, Carthage, Frisco Lone Star, Iowa Colony, Katy Jordan, Killeen Shoemaker. My thing won't cooperate. Thank you. North Forney, Pearland, Port Arthur Memorial, South Lake Carroll all signed 4 players to FBS letters of intent. We'll get into that in just a moment. On the whole, if you take a look at it, there were 197 Texas high school football programs that signed at least one player to an FBS letter of intent. 197. That's impressive. By the way, 370 believe the number is 347 high school players from the state of Texas signed across the state. But I want to take this and dive in because, look, Allen signed 8 players to national letters of intent. That's really impressive. Super impressive. But Allen also has almost 7,000 students. So what if we were to dive in and do it per capita? So by enrollment, what is the Texas high school football prospect factory of record? And it's Mount Enterprise. So Kagan Ash, the all-time leading rusher in Texas high school football history, signed with Texas Tech from a school with 131 students. That's one signee for every 131 students, the lowest of any Texas high school football program. Carthage is next. Carthage signed 4 players with an enrollment of 761, so 1 out of every 190 students signed a letter of intent. Wolf City, H.D. Davis, signed for Baylor, and out of a class of 218, school of 218, rather. Honeygrove, Rylan Morris also signed with Baylor. 228 is their enrollment. And then there's Sinton, 263 and a half, 2 signees out of an enrollment of 527. So per capita, pound for pound, no program puts out more players than Mount Enterprise because they signed 1. I will say, you see there at the bottom, there's an asterisk because there's people, smart people, who are saying, hey, what about Gordon? Gordon sent 2 players to the FBS. And that is true. They did. With an enrollment of 84, Gordon signed 2 players did not sign, but put 2 players in the FBS. That's remarkable. And that would lap the field. 1 out of every 42 students are going to play FBS college football. Here is the issue for this study. If you go to a service academy, Rye Reed's going to Army, Stryker Reed's going to Air Force, you do not sign a letter of intent. You enlist. So, for this study, because they do not sign letters of intent, they wouldn't qualify for this. But it is worth mentioning that pound for pound, no place produced more FBS football players than Gordon, 1 out of every 42 students. But because they didn't sign a letter of intent, that's why they're an asterisk. Okay? There's that. But then I want to take a look, because that's pound for pound. I want to kind of zoom out a little bit more. And I want to take a look at which classification produced the most pound for pound. And when you take a look at this, you'll see that, not a surprise, Class 6A signed more players than every other team, every other classification. 182 out of the 347 signees came from Class 6A. 2.45 signees for every 10,000 of enrollment. Yes, I added up the enrollment of every 6A school.
Sick.
What I think is most surprising is 4A. 4A is second. 40 signees, 2.2 signees for every 10,000 students. Pretty impressive. Class 5A is next. A little more than 2 signees for every 10,000, 95 signees. Class 3A acquitted themselves very well. Almost 1.3 signees for every 10,000. And then you see Class 2A said 4 players signed letters of intent. And again, the asterisk with Gordon. Gordon is in Class 1A. They are sending 2 players to play FBS football, but because they're going to service academies, they don't sign letters of intent. I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting that Class 4A is pound for pound producing more talent, more FBS signees than Class 5A. That's really interesting. And by the way, that is a trend. That has happened the past couple of years as well. So that's a look at recruiting between the numbers. That's a piece I'm working on for the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. A lot more in there, including which state is producing more players per capita. Hint, it's not Texas. Where in the state these players are coming from. Hint, mostly major metro areas. And also, which 2 FBS programs signed every one of their high school players from within their home borders. That is a tease for a magazine that's coming out in 2.5 months.
Tease.
TexasFootball.com/subscribe where you can get your copy of the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. And that is Math Tuesday.
Math Tuesday.
We're Texas Football Today, here Mondays and Thursdays on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hope you'll consider going to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Get the 2026 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football mailed to you before it hits newsstands. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Makes a great gift as well. Get it for Charlemagne's birthday. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here after the break, our conversation with the new head coach of the Bryan Vikings. Coach Blake Joseph joined us, but first a word from these valued partners.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website. Make every game a Hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
It's Texas Football Today. Greg Tepper, VNA Moreno. And VNA, let's go to the hotline. Let's go down to the Brazos Valley. They say once a Viking, always a Viking. That can certainly be held true for the new head coach of the Bryan Vikings. We're pleased to be joined by Coach Blake Joseph. Coach, how are you?
Greg, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. How are things in the Brazos Valley?
They're going. Been here about a month and a half now, and getting things flowing. About to start spring ball up, and kids have been working hard and changed a lot of stuff up with our weight room and the way we approach workouts. And the kids have jumped in and are excited for something new, and we're getting rocking and rolling.
Well, the good news for you is that you didn't need a campus tour. You're pretty familiar. You are a Bryan alum, a decorated quarterback. People may know you as a former Houston Cougar and Sam Houston quarterback. I remember you as all Brazos Valley quarterback at Bryan High. For you, how special is it for you to be coming home?
It's a special moment. It's kind of surreal a little bit. Like you said, I did not need a campus tour when I came here. But I'm excited about the future of Bryan football and Bryan athletics. We passed a bond not too long ago, $400 million for the school. And some of that budget is going to our athletic facilities and athletic program. So we're actually getting to build a bunch of new facilities here, kind of bringing us into the 21st century. And I'm excited about the future of Bryan ISD and Bryan athletics. But it's been surreal because I'm from here and running into people I haven't seen in 20 years. It's been a great feeling, and getting to catch up with them. And then my wife's from this area. She's from College Station. She went to A&M Consolidated. And so us coming home and both of our families being here is a huge bonus because we do have 4 kids, and grandparents are happy to see their kids again, their grandkids again.
Yeah, they're the big winner here. You are inheriting a group of guys there at Bryan High. I am curious, when you addressed them for the first time as their head coach, what was your message to them?
Message to them that a lot of energy is going to be brought. Things are going to be different. We're going to move into the 21st century, and I'm bringing a bunch of knowledge that I've coached all over the state of Texas, from the DFW to the Houston area of Central Texas. I'm excited to pass on my knowledge and things I've learned at different programs and instill that into them. And I know that our kids are going to work their tails off. We do have a lot of work to do. We do have a lot of catching up to do. And I know the kids are excited about something new, something fresh, and ready to move forward with our program and ready to jump in and get after it and learn new offense and defense and really get rocking and rolling. And, we got 4 preseason games. Football season will be coming quick. We do have spring ball coming up, and they're excited about learning, new offense, defense, and excited about what we're doing here.
Talking with Blake Joseph, head coach of the Bryan Vikings here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Coach, this is not your first head coaching gig. You go back to 2018 and 2019, or 2019, 2020 rather. You were the head coach there at Magnolia West for a couple of seasons. I'm curious what you take from that experience, 5-6 years ago to bring with you to Bryan.
Yeah, so I was there for 5 years at Mag West. I was OC for 3, and then my last 2, I was the head coach. I was young. My first head job, I was 32 years old at that time, and I feel like I've gained a lot more patience and understanding how operations run and the football program runs. And then my last stop, I was at Denton Guyer. Learned tremendously a lot being up in that DFW area about how good a football it is up there, and what I learned from that area and the Houston area, bringing it here to Bryan. And I'm excited about the future of Bryan. I really am. I feel like we're bringing some good coaches, new energy, and our kids are excited, and I feel like our community is excited too.
There's another part of your resume that I want to make sure I ask you about, which is your time at North Texas as the quarterbacks coach. Not a whole lot of coaches in the high school ranks with that kind of collegiate coaching experience. What did you learn, or what did you take from that experience at North Texas that's coming with you to the Vikings?
So we're in a new age of recruiting, NIL deal. I got to learn all about that. I got to recruit different programs and see, different programs in that North Texas area and how they're ran and operated. My experience there was really getting entrenched with the recruiting aspect of it, just how it is now. It's different from back in the day when I was recruited. You got to be a really elite player at this time in recruiting, the recruiting stage. If you're really not in that top 300, ESPN or rivals, it's hard to get recruited, and kids got to learn that, it's okay to go play small school college football to start and then try to work your way up. That's the dynamic of college sports right now, and especially college football. They just got to understand they got to take their opportunity when they can and then work themselves up to that Division I level. But I had a unique experience there. I enjoyed my time there, met some great people, and learned a lot about recruiting.
You're taking over a program that in need of a jolt, a winless season last year, which is unlike this program. For you, what is step one? What is step one to getting this Bryan program back to a place that we know it can go because we've seen it there?
Yeah, so when I interviewed this job, I feel like the people I talked to in the community as well, they want to be Bryan competitive again, like it has been in the past. When I was here, we were pretty competitive, and growing up here, Friday Night Lights, the games were packed. They were, it was a one-horse town at that time, but it was a very special environment back in the day, early to late 90s and early 2000s. And I feel like the community, the people that are here now are around my age, and they have kids coming up in Bryan, and they want to make Bryan relevant again and competitive again. I think we can do that. It's going to take us a little bit of time. But the first thing, for me is getting in that weight room and getting our kids strong and tough again. I'm here to make our kids strong and tough again like they have been in the past. Blue-collar kids here. And I feel like we can get back to where we were, previous in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Blake Joseph, head coach of the Bryan Vikings, joining us. Coach, I do want to ask you about this roster that you're taking over. You're inheriting some guys that I know have a lot of upside. When you take a look at the team that you are walking into, what has you most excited about this roster?
So the freshman class has a lot of pieces. There's a lot of kids coming into our program from our 8th grade class to our 9th grade class next year that have some special components to it. Our senior class right now, we do have some some kids that are going to play very hard and can work very hard, and they're excited for something new. We do have a couple big bodies, not a bunch of long kids, but thick, kind of fullback linebacker kids. But that's kind of the gist of the layout, what I'm looking at right now. I'm excited just to see what they can do during spring ball, because I can't give you many answers right now until we get out there on the field. We've been working some skills here and there, but when we get spring ball rolling, I can give you a better estimate of that right now, Greg. So I'm excited for April 20th. It's coming. We got 4 weeks to get it in, and I'm excited to see what the kids can do.
Finally, Coach, we mentioned your, you were an all-Brazos Valley quarterback, all-district quarterback, also played for the Houston Cougars and Sam Houston State Bearcats. My question for you, and I think it's the one question everyone's got, are you the scout team quarterback?
I have been in the past, Greg. I have been in the past. In my younger days, a lot more. I would say when I was at Temple, when I was, in my 20s, I could go out there still sling it around pretty good. I can still sling it, but I can't run like I used to right now.
The mobility goes first?
Yes, it goes first. The legs go first. But I still got there and run around with the kids. I'm high energy. I'll go out there and sprint. I sprinted with them the other day. May have pulled my hamstring a little bit, but that's okay. But I'm still a young buck a little bit.
Yeah, it's tougher to get out of bed these days. He's Blake Joseph. He's the new head coach of the Bryan Vikings. Coach, we so appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new gig. So looking forward to seeing your Vikings in the fall. Can I tell you something that's really, first of all, thanks to Blake Joseph, but something that's really humbling for me? And humbling is the exact word. Not like fake humbling. I'm actually humbled because he's talking about how, like, oh, man, I think I pulled my hamstring, like, legs go first. Like, here's a former, like, FBS quarterback and a good one.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, man, like, I'm breaking down. He is a year younger than I am.
Oh,
he graduated a year after I did. He graduated from Bryan a year after I did. So that's a humbler. Anyway, thanks to Blake Joseph, head coach of the Bryan Vikings. Excited to see what they do. I think he's the right guy for the job.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go to Vina Moreno. For America's second favorite segment, final thoughts. Let's get to our Spanish lesson for the day.
Oh, okay. So technically, what did you want me to bring up? The Padres?
We were watching baseball yesterday.
Okay.
You were in my office, and I had the baseball on.
Yes.
I like baseball.
The baseball. I also like baseball.
We were watching, and it was Padres and Giants. Just the game was on. Whatever. We were watching. And I asked you. I was like, oh, hey, it's the San Diego Dads, right?
Yes.
Padres.
Yes.
And you jumped down my throat and told me, he's like, no. Even though Padre is dad, it's father, right?
So Padres actually translates to parents.
That didn't make any sense.
But
I put an S on the word dad. The San Diego Daddies.
It could also mean like fathers, but like when I hear, as a Spanish-speaking person who is from Mexico, Padres means parents. Estos son mis padres.
Got it. So, but also like the other thing about it is like Padres, I think, refers to like friars. It refers to like men of the cloth. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Oh.
Do you know this?
Yeah.
About the Padres? Like it's supposed to be like their nickname, like their kind of nickname is the Friars.
Okay.
Because they're supposed to be like, and they've got like a logo of like a friar hitting a baseball and stuff.
Oh.
So there's a religious element to it.
Yes.
But for me, it's a lot more fun when they're the dads.
Padre. Yeah.
So this is really harshing my vibe.
The daddies.
The daddies. The San Diego Daddies.
San Diego Daddy.
Like the Rangers is just like cops. You know what I mean?
Cops.
Oh,
cops.
Yeah.
Cops. Yeah. I guess you could say that.
Cops.
Yeah.
Like the, Astros are astronauts, right? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
The one that's really interesting is the Royals.
Okay.
Because it's like their mascot is a lion with a crown. It's like really interesting.
Why the lion?
I don't know. It's just because you can't have a king walking around. And then also, when that Lord song came out, they were pumping it.
Lord song?
Remember it's called Royals?
Yes. Yeah. It will never be royal. Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Anyway. There's your baseball moment.
I'm on baseball TikTok though. I will mention that, like a lot of walkout songs, like
We were watching the Mason Miller.
Yeah, Mason
the San
Miller.
Diego. He played for the Dads.
Okay.
And his walkout song is "Blind" by Korn. And I am somebody who, Korn was right in my Q zone when I was growing up. Like they were unambiguously a huge deal when I was in like middle school and high school, and I had Follow the Leader. I never went to a Korn, like the fans. I always felt like a poser.
Yeah,
because like
it's like you like
nobody
it.
was just into Korn.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you had to be into a bunch of other stuff. Like I was kind of into Limp Bizkit, but not really. I had their first album, the one that Nookie was on.
Yes.
But then like I never got into like Tool. Tool always felt like math rock. I didn't like that.
Those are all names I'm.
Man,
Not my
you
era.
missed out on 94.5 The Edge.
I kind of did. I kind of did.
And let me tell you, Pop on Korn still goes. Okay, Korn's got it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Blake Joseph, head coach of the Bryan Vikings, for being our guest. For V&A Moreno and the entire crew back there, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Monday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.